What if your life is nothing but a dream? Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Noah, back again with another YouTube video. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Noah and I help people awaken to their true abilities through wellness and spirituality, aka Noah's Ark. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. In today's video, I actually wanted to come on here to talk to you guys about what would happen if your life is only a dream. And I've been toying around with this idea for a little bit because I think that it's just as it seems intimidating and scary for us to imagine our life just being a dream. What if it was? I think that it can be just as intimidating and scary as it sounds. It can also be truly inspiring and empowering, right? Because what do we think of when we think of dreams, right? We think that anything is possible, right? And anything that we can do in our dreams, if you have heard of lucid dreaming, being able to take control of your dreams, that is the significance of a dream. And what if our life was just like that? I'm here to remind you that your life is like that. Whether or not you believe that your life is a dream, you can treat it like a dream. And I'm gonna tell you how, because just like in our dreams we can control whatever we want, we can also do the same in our own life. We can be the heroes of our own reality. That is the beautiful thing about this concept, is that whether or not, like I said, you believe that we live in a dream, you can treat your life like one. Because the world is very, very malleable, right? It's malleable, and because of this, we are able to control our own lives, right? We can make successful things and amazing things and miracles. We can make these things happen for us, right? We have to be open to the idea that we can be in control of our life and we can make anything that we want to possible. It's all up here. Our mind is probably one of our most toughest battles because it will constantly be scattered with thoughts of negativity, right? And lack of motivation, for better terms. But if we allow these thoughts to pass, right, you'd be surprised at what thoughts are left. These thoughts that we have of opening our hearts and believing in our own life can be powerful, and it can be the start of a change towards bigger and better things, right, and opportunities and miracles to happen for us in our own life. And I want this video to be a reminder for you guys that anything that you do in your life is possible. You can achieve anything that you put your mind and your heart to, right? We have to be open, at the very least, even if we don't believe that, we have to be open to the possibility that all things are possible. We have to be open to the idea that we can manifest abundance and we can manifest prosperity in our own lives, right? Just unlocking that perspective can be huge for our growth. I like to say awareness is about 80 or 90% of the problems that we have within our lives, just becoming aware of it, right? Because once we are aware of our problems, what comes next is the solutions, right? And what we need to do in order to move forward. And just like in a dream, you will have challenges in your life, right? There will be dark times, there will be sad times, there will be times where you are upset, where you are angry. This is all normal, right? It's all part of the process. You know, one of the things that I don't necessarily like about the spiritual community, the spirituality community, which I am in, by the way, is that they preach very much positivity, positive vibes only, right? Positivity all day, which is great, right? It's great to express positivity, but it's only great if that's how you truly feel in your everyday life. Meaning that if you feel sad or if you feel depressed, a lot of the times in the spiritual community, they will tell you to ignore those feelings, or they will tell you to actually just disregard all of that dark stuff that you have, that's been under the rug for so long, right? And the powerful thing about spirituality and what I preach is that it is important for you to unlock those emotions of sadness, right? Unlock those emotions, tap into those emotions of grief and those emotions of sadness, because when you do, that is when the ultimate alchemy happens, right? That's when the ultimate transformation happens, because when we allow ourselves to feel sad, when we allow ourselves to feel angry, when we allow ourselves to feel depressed, right? And we don't blame ourselves for feeling depressed, right? This is one of the problems in the spiritual community, is that a lot of the times they will shame you if you feel upset. They'll be, oh, just be more grateful, right? But sometimes our life is challenging, right? Sometimes we experience traumatic things. Sometimes we face hardships in our life. And I'm here to remind you that it's okay to feel upset. It's okay to feel angry, right? It's okay to feel challenged, right? But that's the beautiful thing about this life, is that that is all part of the process. Imagine how boring life would be if everything was always 100% how you'd imagined it would be, right? Meaning that you experience no suffering, no level of challenge, no level of discomfort in your life. If that happened, it would feel like unlocking all of the cheats to a video game. Right? For all of my gamers out there, I used to be one. How does it feel when you find out all of the cheats of a video game? Right? It's amazing at first, right? You feel like you're on top of the world. But that feeling only lasts for so long. Right? I was a big cheats guy. I loved cheats. Every single time there was a cheat in a video game, I always gravitated towards them, because I was like, okay, I have all the power now, right? There's nobody that can stop me. But that feeling lasted for maybe a couple hours, you know, maybe a couple of days. But after a while of unlocking all of these cheats and knowing all of this, you eventually beat the game. And once the game is completed, then there's nothing really left for you to do. So you're left with boredom. You know, you're left with unsatisfaction, right? And there's an amazing thing when it comes to completing a challenge and overcoming obstacles, where you feel a lot better, right? My true gamers out there, I know you feel a lot better completing the game mission by mission, challenge by challenge, and earning that victory, right? Earning the completion, earning the video game achievements. That feels good because we earned it. We had to go through the struggle, we had to go through the challenge, we had to go through the growth that happens to us. Think about a caterpillar. And I know this is a very basic and very cheesy analogy, but the caterpillar, the growth is not very pretty, right? It's actually ugly. But once that caterpillar transforms into the cocoon and then eventually the butterfly, it's like a miracle. It's magical, right? And that's the balance that we have in this life that makes our life so great, and it makes our life so amazing, is that those challenges are all a part of the process, and it's all a part of our growth and evolution. And so don't be afraid to feel the dark things in your life. Don't be afraid to enter the abyss, right, of your abandoned feelings, right? You might have something that you have felt for a long time that you've suppressed because you feel shame for it. You know, I'm here to remind you to tap into that emotion, right? I know it's going to be uncomfortable, you know, but when we allow ourselves to feel, and we allow ourselves to cry, and we allow ourselves to express anger or discomfort for that feeling, that's when the ultimate transformation happens, right? That's when we turn into that butterfly. And just like manifestation, when we look at our lives, we have to embrace the challenge, right? We have to embrace the struggle in our life. Once we embrace the challenge, and we overcome challenges, and we overcome obstacles, then we reap the benefits of abundance and prosperity and peace in our own life, right? Because we understand the duality of the world, of the planet Earth, is that with everything great that you do, there always is going to be a challenge. You cannot avoid the challenges. You can avoid the challenges, but only for a certain amount of time, right? Until those challenges catch up to you. That's why it's important to face your demons now. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I will change, and I can change for the better. I can transform my life in a positive way. I can transform other people's lives in a positive way. Now, you might be asking, Noah, how do you do that? It all comes from the heart, right? A lot of people think that we manifest through our minds, but it's actually our heart which is what allows us to manifest abundance and prosperity in our life, because tapping into our heart allows us to tap into those negative emotions, right? And once we do tap into those, and once we feel, then we start to let it go. And what happens when we let go of everything that was from our past and everything that might be holding us back, it opens up a new portal to prosperity, to abundance, to great riches and great wealth and great peace within our lives, right? But it starts within here. Our mind can paint a picture of what we want our life to look like, right? And our mind is very, very powerful at overcoming mental barriers and obstacles, but it can only do so much in terms of the manifestation process. Like, we need it, but the more important aspect of manifestation is through feeling. And then we can start to make the change within our own physical reality and start taking action, doing the work. It all starts with following our heart and doing what you love. You know, I pull out a camera and put it on my tripod every single time I want to record a YouTube video. It's not easy, right? It takes me multiple hours to get one video out. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world because it is what I love. It is my passion. And so find something that you are passionate about. And eventually you will realize that you can learn whatever it is that you're passionate about a lot quicker because you're passionate about it. Right? Whenever I started YouTube, I was not good. Right? You go to my first video, why you have 0 friends and don't fit in, and I was a mess, man. I did not know how to eloquently communicate to the camera, right? I was very, very bad at it, but I knew that it was something that if I kept doing it and kept getting repetitions and kept putting in the work, that I would become the amazing, talented YouTuber that I am today, right? And you can do that with your own life. The world is very, very malleable, right? You can mold it and you can shift it to however you want it to be. You just have to listen to your heart and listen to what it is that you enjoy, right? So what are some of your desires? What are some things that you've been wanting? What's that big project that you've been wanting to start for a while? Doesn't even have to be a big project, right? What is something small that you're like, maybe I should get into this, right? Or maybe I should try different things. And if you don't know what your passion is, the beautiful thing about that is that there is no limits, right? There is no boundaries. So you can try multiple different things until you find that one thing, 1 or 2, maybe even 3 things that you enjoy doing and that you can take in with you and put in the reps every single day, right? And it won't feel, what you'll notice is once you start following your heart and your passion and your desires, it's not gonna feel like work because you love it. You love it, and so you would do anything to continue the work on achieving your dreams. And that's the beautiful thing about this life, and that's why I wanted to come on here for you guys today, because I've been toying around with the idea of what if our life is a dream? And when you are able to grasp this idea and look at it from a positive perspective and understanding, then that is when ultimately you are able to change your life and you can move mountains, right? And so I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something. I hope you gained some wisdom from this video. And I just want to give a huge shout out to each and every one of you. Yes, I'm looking at you in the camera right now. I want to give a huge shout out to you because the amount of support and the amount of traction that I've been getting on my YouTube channel has been amazing, right? I'm coming in on my 4th year and it just feels like I just started. And for that, I say thank you so much. It has been amazing to see the amount of growth and the amount of support from each and every one of you to keep living my dream, because it truly is a passion of mine and it makes me feel very, very grateful to know that I can do this for a living and to inspire others to live their dreams and awaken to their true abilities, right? Awaken to your true abilities. And so once again, guys, thank you so much. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos that you want me to talk about, feel free to comment them down in the description below. But with all that being said, my friends, have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or night wherever you're at. And peace, love, and happiness. Mwah.